Legion, it's Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Rise of the Republic in our Camillus series. Quick couple of notes as we start this episode off. If you are wondering where the series has been for the past couple of days, I posted a channel update called a look ahead. It's an informal look ahead. We're going to do a proper look ahead starting in Q4 of this year, but I posted that yesterday evening for you guys. That would be August 30th for those of you watching from the backlog. But for those of you not interested in where the series has been and just wanting to jump back in, now that we are back. We're going to go back to daily episodes starting now, same time, 10 a.m. Eastern, and we are going to go ahead and do that. One thing aside from that, I also want to note as I begin, I am running the latest experimental build of Campaign Fog for this particular series of episodes I'm about to record. So just know that it might look a little bit different than the current version that's on the workshop. You might not see too much of the difference because we haven't revealed too much of the map yet, but just know that there could be some small tweaks visible that aren't yet publicly available, but they will be soon. So anyway, let's go ahead and see. Well, I'm just going to take a moment to review our situation, not only for my sake, but for your sake, so we know what's going on. One weird thing that happened at the end of the last episode, Marcus Furius Camillus, I think this happened to Lionheart recently as well, which cracks me up because I had forgotten that it happened to me when I saw the video a few days ago of it happening to him. But Camillus started a frickin' new faction. Camillus, of all people, like the main character. I mean, I kind of get it because he's the youngest brother. He's 53. Or actually, no, he's the oldest brother. Oh, yes, this is what it was. He was the oldest brother, and yet he's not family leader. So he just said, screw you, I'm going to start my own political house. So it's kind of annoying. We're going to have to make sure that Spurius Furius and Lucius Furius do not follow in his stead. And we can, even if they do, we can woo them back over into the House of Furia to where when he dies, our house's connection, our family's connection, I should say, to the House of Valyria will be put aside. We're going to stay focused on the House of Furia. Again, there's a slight perspective. You can look at it in that maybe I have the opportunity to kind of say, oh, well, you know, our family is in charge of two houses now, but that's not the way it works in the game. I no longer have control over Marcus Furius Camillus. I can't do things diplomatically with him, which is really, it's kind of annoying. It's a setback because I could use him for all kinds of purposes otherwise. So let's actually take a look really quickly. We're still protected and we'll be for 6 more turns, so we can do all kinds of things with our characters before we end this turn to give them, you know, promotions and such. But so there's that. We have him in Rome. Currently, he is healing his army up. Let's see if there's any other units that we could train. Yeah, we can go ahead and train his horses because we need them. We are kind of low on income at the moment, but as soon as the old Veii territory starts to get into positive public order, we're going to have much, much better tax income from them. Also, we have some buildings that will be helping with that very soon, especially our amphitheater. So looking forward to that. Technology-wise, we are working on the Logistics 1 tier. That's Via Strategimatum. And that is, we are 3 turns away from supply lines being finished. So our replenishment rate is going to go up, and our morale rate is going to go up. And then when we're done with this entire tree, we'll have a movement range boost as well. And we're currently working on our second full first tier in the military branch. So we might jump back over to civics, which is what I typically do in Total War, but, you know, I'll keep my options open. Speaking of options and what we're going to do next, one thing we can use to influence that is our current mission. We are currently in Chapter 2. We are watching our backs. Our goal is to completely control 4 provinces, either by direct ownership or through client states and military allies. Spoils of victory. Research the following technology. Spolia Opima. I forgot to look at that before we began the episode. Where is this exactly? Is it one of these? Let's see if we can find it. It's talking about spoils, so I actually think it might be a military. Yep, it's the first of the second tier replenishment branch. Okay. Well, we're a ways from that, so I don't know that we're going to fulfill that particular requirement since we've already beaten Chapter 1. But there's that. And also we have to construct the Shrine of Jupiter, which is actually a little bit more likely to happen soon because we can start to pursue Via Vitae, which will allow us to improve our culture. And the very first option will let us build the Shrine of Jupiter. So we might pursue that. Anyway, we did have a food shortage at the beginning of this turn, which one of the more frustrating mechanics in Rome 2, and I think in Attila as well, is that if you start the turn with a food shortage, even if you resolve it, your forces will suffer attrition. for the turn. There's nothing you can do to stop it. And that's really kind of obnoxious, but it is what it is. And I'm going to just weather that. We do have Gaius Titianus Sura. I think it's Gaius, right? Yes. Who is married to Julia Flava, and he helped lead the military response when the Volsci, almost said Veii, the Volsci attacked Ostia in the end of the last episode quite unexpectedly. So that's what is kind of annoying about our present situation. We are in a position where we might be able to regenerate and hit them back quickly, but because of the food shortage, even though I resolved it, we are now going to have to end a turn and actually see our forces get even weaker for one more turn. One thing we could do to offset this is we could combine some of the forces that are weak, but the issue there is that these are fairly experienced units, and if we combine them and retrain some new ones, we would lose this powerful army. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the series, one of the really important things to succeeding as Rome in the early game in Rise of the Republic is building up an experienced army that can withstand the onslaught that is coming from many, many directions at once. So, Gaius, in his defense of Ostia, got himself a promotion. So let's see. Ooh, we can do an upkeep reduction. That is very significant. And also he'll get the rally ability if I add that. That's pretty tempting just outright right there. But also strategist, he doesn't have a cunning boost yet. He's at the average, so he doesn't have a penalty because of his cunning level, but he would get a small bonus if we gave him 1 extra cunning point, plus extra gravitas per turn, which is good for our house. This would not give us extra gravitas per turn. But I really like that upkeep difference, given the issue where, yeah, you know what, I'm going to go for that, because look at, oh my god, look at the difference it made. Yeah, I'm glad I made that choice. That was the right choice to make. I honestly was not expecting it to be that big of a difference. Okay, so the only option, household option we have for Gaius is to, in this slot, we can give him Heroic Savior, which means that he would have a 5% chance of wounding enemy agents in self-defense if anyone tried to mess with him. Let's take a look at our Admiral, who just got an extra point of zeal. Yeah, Marcus already has Heroic Savior. But Pompeia Crassipes, oh, interesting. We can give her a personal tutor. I didn't realize that some of these characters... Hang on, who needs the most gravitas? You already have a personal tutor. She might be... You know what? Yeah, I mean, she's his wife. I would prefer she... There's an argument for not giving her influence, and there's an argument for giving her influence. Not that... I don't think there's any mechanics in the game right now that allow me to influence Marcus through his wife, which would be cool if they added that later on. They're unlikely to at this point with Rome 2, but maybe we can mod it in, who knows. But, let's see... If I go for a personal tutor, or maybe I can go for one for Terentia. Let's do that. Let's play it safe a little bit. Let's give the extra influence to people that are completely within our family and married to someone in our family. Keeping it in the family. Everybody thought it. I just said it. So let's see. I can promote Gaius Titianus Sura. It would cost most of my coins right now. I could promote Pompeia, and it would cost about half of them. What I would rather do with my coins, honestly, is go ahead and do that. So we have cavalry again for Marcus. Either that, or you know what, even better, since Marcus is a traitor and a jerk, let's give the horses to Gaius instead. And then do we need to do anything with our navy? No, we do not. I mean, technically we could train more units next turn, but... Alright, that's pretty much all of my gold. I've got bread and games going right now, which gives us additional food. Glad I did that. Otherwise we'd be in an even worse food shortage at the moment. I think we're pretty much set. Yep. Actually, let me check very quickly because I don't remember. Okay, so we do have the option of potentially appointing a dictator or electing a consul, which I might do in the next turn. I mean, I'm not going to have the money to do it in the next turn. Which reminds me, one more thing I can possibly check on. No, I don't have the money to do it. We need to do some more diplomatic missions. For now, let's end the turn and see what the Volsci do. Sorry, I know that was a lot of review. It's been a while since the last episode for some of us, and so just wanted to make sure that we knew what was going on. One of the worst things about, like, doing separate recording sessions, you know, where you record a series of episodes, like the first chunk of this series, and then I'm sitting down to record a new chunk, is like... you forget little details, and if you take a second just to remember what you're doing, either on or off camera, sometimes it's helpful to do it one way or the other. Who's triumphant? Yes, we had some attrition on account of the food shortage, which is nice and annoying. Okay, good. Our veteran has leveled up, and Marcus Furius Camillus is a conqueror, which will give us additional public order per turn in Roma. Good. Glad to hear that. And now we're actually regenerating our forces. We don't have a lot to speak of in terms of money, though, which is our income went right back to where it was before, probably because of the horses that we purchased. Yep, that's exactly why. Look at the upkeep on those. 87 each. But it's worth it, I would argue. Let's go ahead. I think this force is probably strong enough to launch a good ambush, so let's put them in reinforcement range. That's going to be right about there. We're not going to put them out of reinforcement range this time.
We are ready to do battle.
Yeah, see, there we go. That's where he wasn't before, and that was kind of a problem. I'm going to move Lucius. I could have done this last turn, actually. It would have been helpful. If we move him over here, he'll help protect Sisera, and as a result, the public order in this province will go up even faster. Can't wait for that amphitheater to be finished. Alright, let's see. Quartermaster and drill sergeant abilities have fully leveled up. So let's go ahead and do Centurion. This provides additional zeal to the... Right now he's still got 2 penalties. Yeah, let's do this. Additional zeal to the champion, but also additional melee attack and defense, and morale for heavy infantry units in Marcus's army. I'm tempted to move the champion to the loyal army. I have someone that's loyal to my family. Like, I want the champion to support them. I'm kind of bitter with Marcus at the moment. I still can't believe he did that. What was he thinking? Did you not have enough power? Too power hungry? I don't know. Okay, so the only thing we can do this turn is improve our relations with another party, and that doesn't matter right now. Also, check this out. We have such influence at the moment that we have a 20% research rate, plus 3 public order per turn, extra taxes, and extra morale for all land units, which is really helping. That will cause problems as soon as, in 5 turns, our protection from civil war wears off. Okay, I don't think there's anything else that I can do. Is there? No, there isn't. In 1 turn, we are going to start getting a little bit more money, which is nice, and that public order boost will be good as well. Moving into fall. This is where you might see some difference from my using the experimental build. This character is no longer wounded and awaits the chance to command your forces again. Duilia Flava. When did she get hurt? Oh yeah, that's right, I have 2 veterans now. I forgot about that. I actually do have a veteran serving that army. I completely forgot that I got my 2nd veteran. Very nice. So, I guess she got hurt on a diplomatic mission? That must have been it. Yeah, I don't want to give him Heroic Savior. I feel like there might be some other better options for that later on. Not too long, Spurius Furius Camillus will be able to command forces. Looking forward to that. Yeah, he has so much gravitas. I'd be able to do stuff with him had he not been a punk and started his own frickin' party. So, kind of annoying, honestly. Yeah, we have just insane influence right now. It's nice. And we also are doing quite well. Yeah, I need to level him up, make him a quartermaster as well. So there goes our income, improving slightly. And can I go ahead and... No, I don't quite have enough. Wow, those are expensive upgrades. Yeah, I don't quite have enough to upgrade those just yet. So you are currently in Bread and Games, and that's to improve public order. In 1 turn, we're going to have more income from the amphitheater and additional public order in Rome, but public order in Rome is not as big of a deal. Alright, we're 1 turn away from this finishing. Let's end the turn. I'm thinking the Volsci will probably attack again in the winter. You'll see some more differences here, lighting-wise. Yep, there they are. Intercepted. And it's actually a pretty close battle. 1406 versus 1560. Hang on, let's test the auto-resolve options. It's be a pure victory. You know what? Looks like we're going to have to fight this one on the field. This is close enough. This is one of those battles that I think When there's an element of tension, it's worth fighting it on the field. And we have some hill terrain to take advantage of, so that will probably be how we win. I would guess. Okay, so it is dry. I don't know why I waited there. Let's go ahead and start deployment. Let's see what our situation is. Oh, yeah. Oh, we are totally winning this because we have a hill in 2 degrees. We have a hill going in this direction, and it's not as big of a slope. We have a hill, it's sloped going this way as well, which is the direction they are moving in. So the only thing is that since it's an intercept, will they come to see me or will I have to come see them? We'll have to see. Let's start as high up on the hill as we can manage. I think you can only spread them so far now, right? With the current version of the game, yep. So let's move you guys over here. Why are you guys not fully interesting? Okay, not going to worry too much about that. Of course, this force is not fully healed up just yet. I'm going to do some more tweaking to their positions in just a moment. Nobody panic. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, that's good. There we go. I'm going to move them even more momentarily. Now, you guys, do I want you in skirmish mode or do I want you to just hang out? I think I'd rather have you hang out in the back. Like so. See, the thing is, I could potentially hide a cavalry unit down here and surprise the crap out of them once the battle lines have formed here. That might be worth doing. I don't know if I'll do it with a general. The general I'll probably keep up here. This is Gaius Tatianus Sura. So he's going to stay here, and look at his influence range. It's awesome. He has the Inspire and Rally abilities. Really glad he has Rally. We gave him that promotion, so thank you, me. I appreciate that, me. Doing myself a solid. All right, you need to be right there. All right, so those 2 cavalry units are hidden. I'm going to put them in, is it G for selection group? Yes, it is. The keys are reversed in Attila, so I constantly have to remember which is which. All right, so you guys are going to be in a slightly different position. And I could very well move these units again once the battle starts.
As you command. Melee infantry ready. Sons of Mars.
That's nice. I wish it would move the general circle of influence as you drag them around with this. That would be a nice effect. How hard would that be to change? I mean, they already have the... What am I thinking? They already have the highlights under the units that move around when you do that. Why not set everything to move around? Why not? Creative assembly, I ask. All right. Yeah, we're just going to have the general hang out back here. And these Italian cavalry, I think what I'm going to do is have them positioned like here. That way they can charge downhill at anyone dumb enough to try and attack from this direction. Let's start. Fast forward and see what these guys do. This is technically their attack. So they should be... Yep, they're coming to me. Or maybe they're just getting in position. You know the way Total War Battle AI usually is. They usually like to... Okay. Now, they don't have any reinforcements coming, so they might be waiting for me. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay. Well, if they're waiting for me, then what we're going to have to do is change our entire approach. Well, first of all, let's stop fast forwarding, pause for a moment, and just think in terms of how we're going to move these units. Do I want to try and flank this line slightly to split up their forces? Is there any advantage to that? I mean, they're on a hilltop, so ideally it looks like the best place to fight would be, yeah, I think probably the best odds would be just to try and hit them hard, just right here before they march forward at all. Because if I can get up to the top of the hill, they would lose their hill advantage for the most part. So we're going to march gradually over there. Oh, those guys are supposed to be in front, aren't they? For now. There's that, and you guys will be right here. Meanwhile, we of course have our cavalry, which is now being forced to possibly not reveal their positions. Let's see how this goes. Hang on, if I'm very careful. I may be able... Hang on. Yeah, if I'm very careful, I may be able to move them over here. Without the enemy noticing they're there, which would be nice. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and have the general just hang out with his cavalry in the back there. All right, now we're going to unpause. I'm going to tell everyone not to run. We'll speed the game up. This actual battle might not take too long. All right, so far our horses are hidden. As long as the game doesn't say that our hidden units have been discovered, we are golden. All right, now with that being done, I will put all of you in a formation group. Is that Control G, I guess? Yeah, it is. Control G. My bad. And then we will give the order for them to march all the way just straight up to the front. This is going to be fun. All right, they're now marching. I'm going to go on speed 3. So they move a little faster. The main thing is just not to wear them out, obviously, on the process. We're in the process of getting it. They have not discovered our hidden horses yet, so I've got these horse units down here that are going to be right there. Hang on, let's pause for just a moment, and I want to make sure I get these in the best possible position. Oh, wait, hang on. No. You need to go straight so that you stay in the trees, and then I want you to come, like, right there after that. Pray that they don't discover those units. That'd be so nice if they didn't. All right, so you can see archer range on our guys. And do they have actual archers or slingers like us? They have... Ooh. That could be good for us. We have Exensi, which are, of course... Let's go down to speed 1. Which are slingers. They do not have slingers. They have skirmishers, which have less ammo. They will be able to do more damage, but they won't be able to stay in the fight for as long with their projectiles, whereas we will have units which can do that. I will put these slingers in skirmish mode so that they know to back off. Actually, no, I won't. I'll try and keep them close quarters as long as they stay behind the lines. I might just have to do a little bit of micro. Micro in a Total War battle? What? That never happens. Okay. We are gonna be in range of them any second now. Everyone's still fresh because we've been marching diligently.
Equities!
We're currently at the point where I would normally end the episode, but... Okay, starting to see some motion. Let's pause. They are coming down the hill slightly, but I like our terrain at the moment. We're not in the worst position. So let's see how close our range is. Okay, we are definitely in range, and you can see the slingers getting ready to fire. Let's take a moment where you can see the first projectiles in the air. Nice. Now, let's take... Yeah, we're going to just take a second and slightly reposition our lines. Make it a little bit harder for them to get behind me. Just a little. Not a lot, just a little. Oh, this is the most obnoxious part of... Yeah. It doesn't show you the highlights of where they're going to be until the game has been unpaused for like an instant. It's kind of annoying. I'm going to just eyeball that one. There's that. And then we'll have the general move up slightly. Same with the rest of you. Since you've just launched your first projectiles. Alright, now what I'm hoping is that our cavalry can surprise the hell out of their forces. Whoa! Okay, I eyeballed that terribly. That didn't work. Never do that again, Hadrian. Also, my sword line behind my spearmen is not too great. That's better. Good job, guys. Alright, so they have a slight advantage in that they are coming down the hill a little bit, but it could be a lot worse. Let's see how we weather this. Alright, here come their first troops.
By your command, swords! Melee troops!
Alright, so they do not know I have cavalry down here, but so far they do have some more melee units that haven't charged in yet. I'd rather wait for them to get involved before I send the cavalry in to take care of their ranged units. Now, question, who are you guys currently firing on? Because the general's in range, so I'd rather all of my... I'm going to have every last one of my Exensi start firing on their general. See if maybe we can take him out. Now, we are throwing head-on at a medium spear infantry unit, so chances are not good that we'll actually be able to do anything to him. But if he turns his flank towards us like that, then maybe, just maybe, we will. No, we haven't dropped a single one of them yet. I don't like those odds. I would rather my ammo be actually effective, so... let's instead start taking out their ranged units, since my horses are not quite able to get in the fray yet. Now, it looks like the general's about to get involved, which is amusing to me. Also, hang on. We need to go ahead and rally the troops. Inspire the hoplites. So it seems like the frontline spearmen are struggling a little bit. We're actually going to charge that general right now. And let's go ahead and start giving them some trouble with my cavalry here.
Ready and waiting. Riders at the double. Advance at speed.
Yep, we're going to go all in on killing that general. Does seem like we lost one of our spearman units here. They're already running. That's not good. Oh, yeah.
Our general is under attack.
Slingers!
Okay, let's see. If we order... First of all, let's have these guys put in skirmish mode to where they stay safe. And I want to fire on some of the more vulnerable units that aren't right now in combat.
Italian cavalry! Equites!
I like that so many of their units just took off. I'm not sure why they did, but it just goes to show we're doing a pretty good job holding our own.
Slingers! Cavalry! Look forward! Engage!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Proud Romans all!
Okay, that's not good. Can we inspire you at all? No, not quite. Alright, the units that ran off have decided that they wanted to rejoin the battle.
Flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Just kill their general, guys. You're so close.
At your command. Follow me!
No, 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 no. I didn't mean to do that.
Fire! Cavalry! Engage! Slingers! Loose!
Alright, let's go ahead and have, if possible, see if we can bring our remaining units in.
Engage! Ready!
And concentrate their position somewhat.
Equities!
Alright, let's rally these guys and inspire the Roman swordsmen, our weakest unit in the area. That might not have been the best move with the inspire, but I'll take it anyway. The general's losing decisively. Their general is. Yeah, he's actually running. Alright, with him running, hang on. That presents an opportunity. One it's a little bit too good to pass up.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
There we go. Yeah, with their backs turned, we're able to take out more of his units, but he's just
Our men flee the
reorienting himself. Alright, well, kind of annoying what just happened, but let's see if we can finish off these troops in this area and have a strong core battle taking place here, because we're actually winning slightly at the moment.
Slingers!
They're doing much better over here than we are.
Take aim! Loose! Your orders!
You know this is not going to end well for you, right? You're walking straight into a gauntlet.
Missiles awaiting targets. Equities!
Alright, these units seem to be doing pretty well, with the exception of this Italian cavalry unit.
Gives us strength.
I hate that we didn't do more damage against their general. That's really frustrating. Alright, let's see if we can take out their general from behind for the umpteenth time.
This is a shameful display.
Slingers!
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's getting cut down. If we can just take the general out while his back is turned.
The enemy general
Good.
is dead.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Equities!
Give me more of that. Alright, so now I think what I'd like to do is just have these units take position right here and just... Oh wait, there's still an enemy unit fighting. Never mind.
Slingers! Missiles!
It's mainly my missile units that are tearing them up.
The battle is turning in our favor.
That's what I like to hear. Bit of a dicey victory, but I'll take it. Oh yeah, they're not happy. They're not happy at all.
Light hoplites! Swift melee cavalry! Quickly now!
Beautiful. Alright, continue. Let's take a moment. Wait a minute. Where are you? Oh yeah, that's right. I've got you over here. Alright, so... let's see if we can finish off as much of this army as possible.
Fire infantry ready! Slingers! Ready for orders! Swords! Light hoplites! Swords! Melee infantry!
Did take a little longer than expected, so we're gonna have a 35-minute episode here.
Has used all its ammunition.
But worth it for a glorious victory. Our army is only going to get stronger and stronger as these experience points build up and as we research. We're going to start to look a little bit more like Rome by the end of this. Of course, this is an early Rome campaign. One thing I really wish they would have added in Rise of the Republic, and I thought they were going to, would be an ability to actually transition to the Grand Campaign at a certain point in the Rise of the Republic campaign. Why wouldn't you do that? And maybe it's there and I just don't know it. Maybe you have to get to a certain year, but as far as I know, that's not in the game, which is just so disappointing. Okay, so the general needs to chase these guys down. This will be fun to watch. Look how downhill that is. Can you imagine if that was your final moment? On a slope that steep, just with horses right behind you. That's terrifying to think about. We're probably not going to get to those guys. Nope, they escaped. Damn it. Alright, that's enough for me. Let's go ahead and quit the battle. And we also have to stop the episode. Costly victory, yes, I know. They lost 756 men, but they lost 1,333. They deployed 150 more than I did, give or take 5. And we did pretty well. Hidden talent counts for nothing. When you know about Nero and like his whole reign and how he was and how much he didn't care about being an emperor, what he really was passionate about, like that's such an interesting line from him. Release captives, 983 wealth gained, enslave. Should I enslave them and maybe get some additional slave labor at the cost of a little bit of wealth right now? I think maybe I'll enslave them. Let's do that. But I will stop this episode here. In the next one, we are, now that it's winter, we are going to pay a visit to that army, probably kill them off with Furius's army since it's in good shape. We won't fight that battle. But it looks like Legio II Concordialis leveled up, which is fantastic. And we'll check out what else has happened in the event messages in the beginning of the next episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out, once again, every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Okay, too many notifications.